All right, so today what I want to do is set up uh, this part of the Vive controller. I have these set up, which is the controller you would hold, and it's got buttons and everything and whatnot, and that connects to Unreal pretty easily. But today I want to set up these extra things, and I have two of them somewhere. There are two of them. I guess I should start with one. Oh, it's literally behind this monitor. So there's two of these, and these can be worn, like these can be, some people use them like on your arm for motion tracking, or like on your hand, and then they'll do motion tracking of a character. Other people put these on the cameras. So this will be on the camera instead of this. Either one is fine. I want to set up both. So I got two of these. They come with this thing here, which I'm assuming is how they're communicating to Unreal. And you know, I haven't charged them, so I wonder if these are even gonna work. Maybe I'll plug one in right now just to get it charging. Let me plug it into the PC I'm going to do the work on. So plug this in. Maybe it will recognize it and want to set it up for me. Plug one in. So far nothing it's not doing anything. All right. So I didn't look at the instructions because because I'm stupid. Hold on. All right, I plugged one of these into the back of the computer. So let's see what happens. Let's open Steam VR. Hey, look, it's just finding them. That's cool. Update available. So Steam VR appears to be restarting. Now the tricky part, I think, is you have to, like, these controllers, when they're on, they just sort of just work. These things, I think, require a bit of setup between Steam VR and Unreal. So maybe manage Vive trackers. I think that's where we want to go. Controllers, manage Vive trackers. Okay, got it. So tracker roll held in hand. And I don't know which is which. I'll probably have to like paint something on here later. Okay. I think this is just a way to identify it once it gets to Unreal. So why don't we call one of these the camera, because I'm going to try it as a replacement camera. And we can call one of these the... I want to use it to track the person. So let's just say waist, because it's not going to actually be the waist. I just need to identify it. Okay, so now let's start Unreal. And let's just keep using the same downtown scene that I've been using so far. Let me just go back and look through while that's... I'm noticing this in the camera. I'm gonna peel it off. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Okay, all right. So what do we normally do? We first start by, is it mapping input? No. I think I actually know. Okay, so let me turn one of these controllers on. And in a second, in a hot minute, this should be seen. I think if I click on this, yep, see, there it is, identify controller. And it beeps when I press that. That's cool. So this is really easy to get mapped into Steam VR. Now this blueprint is what I'm using to map this controller. And I'm barely doing anything. It's just this code right here, where I set up this motion controller, which is something you can add as a component. And the only other thing I did was come in and say it's the right controller. And I did the right controller because this gets automatically assigned to left or right. And I learned that the first controller to turn on gets assigned to right, and then the second gets assigned to left. So originally it was left, but that meant I always had to turn on two controllers. So this is just the right one. So whichever is the first one that I turn on gets assigned to right. And it's just worked from that point on, which is great. And then all I'm doing is getting the relative transform of this controller. So I guess I'm with SteamVR, I like calibrated it basically where I'm sitting. So I guess that means that's essentially like 0. I'm not sure where that could go wrong. Like if I walk across the room, what's going to happen? But yeah, okay. So then I just take this location and map it into the game. So now what I'm going to try and do is use one of these instead. So I think I just take this and say instead of right, what was it again? Camera? Tracker camera? I think that might be it. That sounds right. So let's just hit play and see if it does it. Okay, this isn't it, but is this it? Oh, there we go. It was this one. Let's see what motion controller we're linked to. The right. That's what we want. And play. There we go. That is this. That's what we wanted. Whoa. Okay, now let's try camera, tracker camera. It'll be one of these. There we go. It's this one. Oh, interesting. So the orientation is all weird. So it thinks that this is up-down orientation. Look at that. Here. Like, it's like this. When I would have expected this to be the orientation of just flat. Okay, this is annoying. I'd rather have it face upward. So why is the orientation like that? Vive tracker orientation. Vive tracker switch orientation. Okay. The orientation depends on the assigned roles. So Z, we want Z to be up. But the one we're getting, look at this. It's doing this, the Z up down. So tracker camera, this doesn't make sense though, because it says all roles except hold in hand roll have the same direction. Further, the hold in hand roll seems to switch orientation from time to time. But we're not holding in hand, and it's not assigned that, manage Vive trackers, and it's not assigned that role here. It's camera. So this is how it's X, Y, and Z. So if I turn it this way, this is the Z axis going up and down. If I turn it in and out, this is the pitch. So imagine this is the, okay, here's the way to think about it. This is the camera eye, and this is up. So everything should make sense. Actually, I bet I can give this a try, and it'll feel intuitive if I think about it that way. So let me look at this sign, look at the U Foods, Downtown West, down, up. Yeah, okay. This is totally intuitive. This just is forward, and this is up. Actually, that's not even that bad, because I have a clamp here. Oh, it's got a GoPro on it. Let's take that off. I have a clamp here where this will screw onto. Let me screw it on. And if, sorry, it's all jiggling all over the place. So if it just sits on the camera like this, facing forward, like clamps on this way and then the camera's facing this way, then that works fine actually. It doesn't have to be this like upward way that it was. It can just be forward. That's not bad. I mean, as long as you have a Vive tracker that's maybe in front of it, I don't know how well it would see these from behind. Okay, actually, I'm fine with this orientation because it's actually a little more intuitive to like hold it like this when I'm testing. All right. So I don't need this whole rotator stuff. But, all right. I'm going to take a break, but what I want to do next is I have two for a reason. And I want one of them to be the camera, and then the other one to be, I want this to be on the actor in the scene, and then I want to move the actor around the scene based on where this is. And that should let me do some interesting stuff, one of which is like autofocus. Like the other could be tracking, like it could track the actor. All right, round two. Let's see. Okay, so I grabbed my camera and I attached the Vive tracker to it. So if I move this around, this thing's so heavy, it should move the camera around. I've changed nothing. I just bolted it to the front of this. So let's have a look. And I actually don't know if this is on. I don't think this is on. There's a light. Let's check what Steam VR says. Tracking. All right. Okay, now I think this will work. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, and you know what? With this heavy camera, the panning is so much smoother. It would be cool if the focus and the zoom, like if I zoomed in here, if it zoomed in on the thing. And there's probably a way to do that, but it's not what I'm going to work on right now. What I'm going to work on right now is adding this guy to the scene. Here, have a look. So the camera will be like, you know, facing here or something. Let me tilt this up more. Perfect. And then this person will move around in the scene. And I just want to track them. So what we're going to do is this will be the camera, and this will be a box in the game. And we can do whatever we want with that box later, but this will be this will be the box. Let's just see if we can get all that working. So I think what we should do is create another blueprint, because the blueprint will kind of give us a, like, we can put a box inside the blueprint, but the blueprint will give us a lot of flexibility on how to deal with this thing. So I'm going to create a new blueprint class, and then pawn is something that can receive input from a controller. Oh. So this will be interesting because the motion controller is a little different. So normally when you're using the controller, you have a player controller, and that player controller receives all the game input, and then it chooses different actor or different pawns to possess. When it's possessed, the input essentially flows through the player controller to that pawn, so the pawn will respond to control movements. Now, you can't, I think you generally just possess one thing at a time. So we're talking about moving two things. I think that this is treated slightly differently. So let's just try and create an actor, which is something that's not possessable, but I still think I can probably give it a motion controller. This will be an exercise. Let's call this VP. So I call everything VP for virtual production. It just makes it easier to find when I'm searching. Let's call it VP real actor. Ugh. Or maybe just VP actor. I mean like a literal actor in the scene. Like I want to attach this to a human and they would be tracked. So one thing I'm going to do is add a static mesh to it, which will let me put like a fake, not physical material, static mesh. Body. I want to attach that like mannequin that runs around in the game. I forget what it's called. Skeletal mesh, SK mannequin. Okay, I'm gonna use this. Oh, maybe this is enough on its own. I mean, we could add a female mannequin. Let's leave the defaults. All right. Close that. Leave this, or recompile this. All right. So this is going to be this tracker. Now, what I'm gonna just try and do is just add a motion controller and set it to, this was marked as camera. What was this one marked as? Like waist? Tracker waist. And then in here, I have to do, I actually forget, event tick, got it. All right, let's just copy this code. Copy, paste, get rid of that stuff. So on event tick, oh, we don't need any of this locking stuff. But it's not Cine camera anymore. And I don't know which motion controller that's referring to, so I'm just going to pull this in. Get relative transform of this. Yeah. Or maybe I want the mannequin here. I think this is it. All right, let's play. Sorry, I can't play because I need to add this to the scene. So let me add the actor to the scene, and let me focus on the camera. Okay, so what I like is that this is in view of the camera. Let's just hit play, and oh, this one's not on. Neither is this. Let me check with Steam VR. Hello. Hello. Please see both of these. Move your tracker to wake it up. All right, there we go. This is working now. And this one, though, does not work. So let me stop and go back to VP and open up this blueprint. All right. So what I want to do is just print this. Print. And I'm going to print the location of this motion controller. The goal of which is to just see if this motion controller is even being registered. Oops, stop. Zero, 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 all around. It does not appear to be like even on the radar. Motion controller. Motion controller. Waste. Was that? I already forgot. I think that's what it was in SteamVR. Manage Vive trackers. Wasting camera. So I wonder if, okay, so what I'm going to do is, I don't know if this is that possession problem I told you about. So what I'm going to do is just switch this one to waste, and run it. And if this works, then the, crap. So let me explain. I don't think this other actor is getting the motion events because it's not possessed. So one way around this would just be to put everything in this one blueprint, which I will do that first, and then I'll probably go research the right way to do it. Here, let's get rid of this. So I'm gonna delete this to make it clear I'm not using this actor right now. All right. So what I'm doing here is just adding the skeletal mesh to the camera. And then I like this a little better because if I move the camera around, the skeletal mesh should move with it. So I will so I need a second motion controller. And I'm going to call this one motion controller skeleton. Sounds grim. All right, and then on a tick, I'll move the camera, and then I need to, what is it? Get relative transform, and then set relative location and rotation of the skeletal mesh. Location, rotation. But not really. I only want to do location. So I need to break this. Make rotator. So, if this were to like tilt up and around, I don't want the skeletal mesh to go crazy. So I'm just gonna go. Let's just move the yaw, which is the rotation for now. All right. Let's see how this goes. And this is turned off because, of course, it has. Tracking everything, go. Hello. Okay, this is not updating. Oh, I know why. I don't think I set the motion controller to the correct motion controller. This has to go, yeah, left, waist. There we go. All right, now this should work. Yes, it totally works. Okay, let's. Okay, I also realized that the location, I should zero out the z-axis. So, So I don't know if you saw, but like, here, this is like the feet are hovering if I move this up and down, which is not what we want. It's kind of cool, but also we're just looking for a general location. So break these, split. I'm gonna make vector. I'm assuming we want to make a vector. Make vector. And I realize vector could be any number of dimensions, but you know, it's 3D seems like the right number in a game. All right. Play. So let's look at this guy. That's amazing. So what I'm gonna do, just for kicks, is make it autofocus on the character. So there is an autofocus already if I hold the trigger. Let me just leave that. That's not going to affect anything. I'll do it here because I think. No, let's keep things isolated. So that's just motion. And then over here, I'm going to create a new one. Event tick. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I do have to do it in here because I have to use the same event tick. Okay. So we've updated these two things. Perfect. Next, what we want to do is calculate the distance between them. So, I don't think I need any vector math. I think it's just the XY distance between them. So why don't I split? I want to take the location. And then of the cine camera, I want to get the I want to make focus. Make a focus with the manual focus to that, and then set focus. Set camera. Set focus setting. I honestly think this will do it. I think this is doing it. So I need to tilt this up a little bit. I'll just put the tape. I'm gonna walk away in my room a little bit to, or here, let's see how this works. Okay, so it's almost there, but I noticed something. Testing this testing this real close. Like I want to test this just at my desk, and this is gonna put the two so close together. What I'm going to do is just add a little bit of a hack where the base distance. I know what I'll do. So I'm gonna add a component like a flat plane. So the actor will be like this. This will make more sense. Because you'd probably wear it on your body in this way anyway, like on a belt. Okay, this is basically working now. But now I'm going to take out these two. So, all right, now watch what happens. As I rotate, it rotates. It's much more accurate now. And I can move it around. That's cool. All right, now let's put back, let's go to that plane and zero out the difference. So that this will be like a real world reflection. So I'm gonna put the camera up and I'm gonna walk away with my actor. And okay. Now, here's interesting. Yeah, because of where the camera is, it's a bit of a crotch shot. But okay, so this is cool. This is the actor walking around, and this is so cool. I'm gonna put the two like so you can see it. Here we go, like this. You can move them both. That's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, there's a long way to go before that's, usable in any way, shape, or form. Oh, that's funny. The actor is like stuck in the air. Well, maybe we should put all this, we should just zero it out. Start with there. Because when we hit play, it's gonna go to the right levels anyway. So I could like hold this. This guy's like, what do you want? Coolio. I think that's where I'm going to call it for now. So, good job, everyone. Applause all around.